How about the turnover chain? This has gotten huge in the last few years. It started with the Miami Hurricanes, and they had the U chain, and it became a phenomenon to the point where everyone copied it, but we're taking it a step further. I saw the other day Liberty had the turnover Joker mask where someone had the green hair and everything. It looked like he honestly just painted his face during the game. It was so realistic. UNLV has the slot machine where they legit have a slot machine on the sideline where they pull the lever. Now, I think that it should be a little more realistic. They should, hook the player up to like a catheter, chain smoking cigs with like a bourbon in the left hand, bottom shelf, bourbon in the left hand as they pull that lever. That's what I think would be realistic. But I want your thoughts. I want to go down the list. I have a few here that I want to workshop.
Oklahoma State, they get a turnover. They immediately have a barber cutting mullets for everybody that gets a turnover on the sidelines, right? They got a barber ready to rock. If the problem there is if this guy gets 2 picks, where do you go from there? Okay. We'll dissect that one a little bit later. My second one was BYU. If they get a turnover, they just get to see a boob on the sidelines. So that could be huge. I think it would be against everything that BYU stands for, but I think their turnover differential would skyrocket, and I think that's a fact. And then Notre Dame. I know you had mentioned something with Notre Dame, but I was thinking they just get a gigantic bowl of Lucky Charms on the sidelines, and they eat that up, like the Georgia Bulldogs essentially over there. So those were 3 that I'm workshopping. Obviously, they're not, fully thought out, but I think it's something that could gain some traction here.
Right. I said the Notre Dame, when they get the interception, when they get the turnover, the fumble, whatever it may be, they should just do the Irish goodbye. Forget any sort of a chain. They should secondary picks it off. Just leave the stadium for a bit. Everyone in the crowd's like, where'd the secondary go? They got the turnover Irish goodbye. You just can't get 2 in a row because then you're in the third team secondary. So that one needs some workshopping. That one's not great. I think this one's my favorite. Georgia Tech. How about the turnover yellow jacket hive? I think that's a good one where the player has to hold up a full yellow jacket. I think he gets in a suit, holds it up, and it's swarming with yellow jackets at this point, and the players just kind of dance around them and hope they don't get stung. Have some EpiPens in sight. I think that that's a good one, playing off the fact that they're the yellow jackets. My favorite's Colorado, the turnover bong rip, and I think that Deion Sanders, I think that Prime would be on board with this. He's innovative. It's legal out there. If you're under 21, now you got to rip tobacco out of the bong the way it was intended, because that's what they say they were actually made for. And then my last one that I thought was Kentucky, the turnover jockey, where you have to go in the medical tent and come out. So like Dane Key scores a touchdown. He comes out in a jockey outfit, and a real horse would be great. They hop him up on a real horse and it's for a photo op, but those are some I'm workshopping. I think that they just need to take them a step further. They're getting pretty into it. So you may as well just go all the way at this point.
I mean, I like those. I do like Kentucky. I like the guy dressed like coming out of the tent, dressed up as a jockey and doing like an entire lap around the stadium. That would be something to behold, no doubt about it. But honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. I feel like they're taking them so far that I don't think these are that far out of the realm of possibility, because it's getting outrageous what they're doing now. It's truly insane. So we'll see, but we'll keep an eye out this year. And let's try to see, if there's any ones that stick out to us as just the most outlandish. I've seen a couple so far, nothing too crazy, but I'm sure as the season goes on, we'll see some shit.
Yeah, and that's a good idea for people to, if you like the show, give us a 5-star review and hop in the review. Leave us a comment on what a good idea is. Leave one in there, and if you have a great one, we'll read it off on the show, and you'll be a friend of the program. Why wouldn't you want that?